Hey, boo. Hey, welcome back to Intentional Queen Podcast. I have a special series I'm going to be doing now. And I'm going to be bringing on some of my past clients, and I want them to talk to you about their breakthroughs, where they started, where they're at. And if y'all didn't know, Intentional Queen Podcast has been now 3 to 4 years. We're over 20,000 downloads and counting, and we are global. We're in Africa, we're in India. Like, we're doing some things, and I couldn't do it without you, but I more than anything couldn't do it without the women that come and share the space with me. So today I have someone special, and her name is Tia. And Tia is one of my past clients. But before we even go deeper, let's just tell you what's been happening. I Choose Me was a book that I birthed last year, and we have sold hundreds of copies on that. And so I Choose Me is talking about the intentional guide to never losing yourself again. And it was birthed from the podcast. Y'all was just asking questions and really talking to me. And I decided to put it into a coaching package. And I have been working with clients over the last 5 years. And now we have the I Choose Me boot camp that has been up and running. We have clients in that cohort with me. It is 90 days, y'all. We are talking about how we rebuild confidence. We're talking about how to overcome overwhelm, and we're giving you the personalized roadmap. But more than anything, it's not about what I do. I want you to show up for you. This is for the women who are struggling in silence, because most of the women that I've met, they were like me when I was back in my parts, as I say, in the cocoon, and when I was that bruised caterpillar trying to find her way. So Tia and me have been together. I feel like, Tia, we've been together over a year. I'm going to welcome you to this space. I want people to know that you just glowing, girl. And so they need to know your story, because your story is going to transform women that hear this. And like I said, I like to share this space with women who seen parts in me, but also they've grown, and their story is going to help another one. So the goal is not when it's about you, but when you're showing up for the one and showing them how to get their own breakthrough. So
hmm
Tia, tell me a little bit about you. Why don't you tell me what life looked like before we met? Some of your struggles. Talk to me, girl. Tell the streets.
Listen. Before I met you, it was I was in this big avoidance stage of my life because I had so much that was going on. And when you get so overwhelmed, you just, or for me, I chose to not do anything with nothing but my business. That was the only thing that I focused on because it was routine and I didn't have to do anything different. So before I met you, I was a mess. My life was a mess. Scheduling was horrible, and I never had any time for myself. So
Listen.
it was
So
tough.
yes, I do remember that. We met through a fellow client, which was Pauline, but you came to her Lockpreneur. I came and did a mindset workshop, and I met you in that
Yes.
space. And I said, come on, girl, come do a powerhouse session with me. So we worked together within the powerhouse coaching sessions. And you know, one thing I'm always asking you, girl, is what is your overwhelm score and what's your productivity
Yes.
score? So tell the streets, what was your overwhelm or productivity score? And what would you say now that your trajectory? I feel like we've been knowing each other for over 2 years now. So talk
hmm
about where you were with that and where you are now.
Like I said, I was overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed that I actually avoided everything. So my overwhelmness definitely would have been a 10 out of 10. And now, as far as my overwhelmness, I would definitely, I'm maybe at a 1. And that's just because I've reached a change because school, the kids are now out of school. So now I'm having to get my summer routine together. But with life itself, as far as balancing life, the kids, and prioritizing myself, I would definitely just put it at a 1 now.
Listen, I love to hear that, because one thing about me, I'm going to help you with is structure. And we do a
Yes.
lot with structuring your day and how we can beat burnout. But I want to back this
hmm
up, because people really don't recognize the importance of noticing the mental load. One thing you kept seeing is that mental load, and then we shut down and have procrastination. And that's the sneaky
hmm
thing of overwhelm, is it could be looking like procrastination, and then we don't
hmm
do the activity. And another thing that I would say, and this is more for you to tell me, is what were some of the things within the coaching that you felt were tools that helped shape you from going from a 10 to a 1 to 2 now?
Gosh, just telling me how to get everything balanced. You didn't come to me and say, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. But it was like, this is what I would recommend. These are some of the tools that I've used that will help you to balance everything. Um, and then just having that listening ear and someone that certainly wasn't judging you, that was truly there to help you where you at and to get you to a different level. So,
Mm.
like I've always said, the calendar was a lifesaver. Just something that simple literally was a lifesaver. And it saved me. I've introduced my kids to it. So now like my daughter, when she gets to have practice or whatever, she put it on the calendar, she shared with me. So I'm teaching her to be accountable for her for what she has going on and balance. But it's working for the whole family.
I love this. So this goes back to, like I tell people, when you good, they're good. And they start mimicking. But when I tell you about the calendar, I was big on, girl, we gonna color code this thing. We gonna get this
Yes.
Google calendar all the way together, and talking about boundaries of how we're gonna guard our time from work and
Hmm.
family. And I can tell you, I am so grateful to hear you still sharing this and using it, because when I tell people, when I give you tools, it's not for just for that little
Hmm.
time. It's for you to use lifelong and pass that thing on, because it just makes your life so much easier.
Yes.
Okay. And that mental
Yes.
load go down. And now your
I'm telling
productivity
you.
go up, and you can show up for
Yes.
you.
Yeah,
Tell the
because I even put
people.
on there like sorry, I even put when I have personal time set aside for myself, I put it on the calendar and share it with the kids so they know that's mommy time. Don't add anything, don't ask anything. Like, so it's a game changer.
Oh my gosh, I love hearing this, Tia. This is like so good, because, like I said, we're in the middle of I Choose Me. We are in the fourth
Yeah.
week of the coaching, and that is actually what we're talking about right now. And so, for me to hear you say that back from a couple years ago, it
Uh-huh.
just solidifies the importance of it, because now you're showing your family, you're teaching people how to treat you. This is my
Yes.
time. This is
Yes.
my time.
Absolutely.
So don't be looking for me at this time, because I'm gonna be
I
doing my
need
stuff.
mine.
I need my time.
Yes.
Whew, I'm so proud of you. I'm getting
Mm,
tearful on the inside. Um, this is so good. And more than anything, I loved how you started to create your routine. You started to make a
hmm.
personal routine, right? When you started walking, remember, because I hold you accountable.
Yes.
That's one thing I tell.
Yes, you do.
I would in a loving way, but I will be like, "Oh, what you say you gonna do? You gonna be walking, okay?"
Yeah.
And so you took a video of you walking, like, "I'm walking, girl, I'm
Hmm.
walking." But I saw you light up and
Yeah.
start choosing you from a place
Hmm.
of, mm, I matter. Like, I saw you say, I matter,
Yeah.
and own that back despite what life was giving you. So what would you
Hmm.
say I choose me means to you?
I choose me means to me. It doesn't mean that I don't choose others, but it means more so that I'm important too. So it may be a time where my child needs something, but I need me more, and I'm going to have to be there for me. Because if I'm not any good for me, how can I be any good for you? So
Oh,
just knowing
that's
when
so
to choose
good.
you.
Oh, say that one more time. Knowing when to what?
Choose you.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
That's so hard. We're not raised in that fashion.
Hmm.
It's always about the caregiving space, or the role for the family, or doing whatever for family life. And so, as a fellow mom, as a mom doing everything, it can be overwhelming
Yes.
to us to carry all these hats, and we get lost in the background. But I am showing people how, when you start standing in the front, that everything else seems to be better, and you
Hmm.
gave yourself grace in it, because grace is the fact
Yeah.
of saying, they need me, but I kind of need me a little bit more, and I'm also showing them boundaries. But this is help modeling what's going to help our families. And I hear you talk about your self-love language, because that's something big I talk about in the coaching. And so when
Hmm.
walking was something that was key to you, and journaling your journey, I'm big on that. So
Hmm.
what would you say to a mom in your shoes, or a woman in your shoes, from where you've been with coaching with me from the beginning to the end? Where would you say, what advice would you give them based off all you've learned?
Um, what advice would I give them? I would tell them to just be real with you and know that it's a safe space. That is so important because before life can get better for me, I have to be honest with myself. And if I have somebody that's holding me accountable that I can share who I am and not be judged, it made it like it lifted so much off of me. I remember in our
Yes.
when we would meet, every
Mhm.
time it was tears. I was always just looking dark and sad. And I'm like, I don't like this, but I like it because I felt better after we
Mhm.
talked and after you gave me different tools to use. And then I
Mhm.
remember even you would text me, hey, just checking on you, how's it going? And I would be wanting to text, it's just everything is just a mess. But I would be like, are you using your tools? Are you doing the work? And I would
Mm.
literally go and do maybe one thing that we talked about. And that was, I would just go sit and do breathing, just do some yoga for a minute. Then I would respond, I'm doing good. Well, what's your levels? I need to know where you at. How are things going? Okay, let me be honest. All right, now we need to book a powerhouse because you're not where you're supposed to be. So just trusting you, like whatever you tell her, she's listening. She hear you. And that is something that we are missing, somebody hearing us. So
Mm. Mm.
I would
I'm
just
getting
tell them to be
emotional.
authentic.
Thank you.
It is
I'm getting emotional. Woo! Oh, I'm getting
like,
emotional, but I'm letting it show on camera because I know we know, and
yes,
I think what people don't really understand is the power of vulnerability and holding space
yes.
because you were holding a
Hmm.
lot, but strong friends never get to come down. And that is
Yep.
why it became my mission because everybody knows I'm not doing
Hmm.
this. I was doing nurse anesthesia. This was my calling to help women to be able to
Yeah.
step into a safe space, and call you to
That
your higher self. But that vulnerability piece is so hard. And
it is.
being able to see you now, but say I had to go through that
Hmm.
mud and look at me now. I think that's going to
Yes.
be for the woman who is like holding it all, not knowing where she could be safe, not knowing she got to purge what no longer serves her and know her capacity so she can talk sexy to herself and show up. And
Listen, she can do it.
she
I
can
know you
do it.
can.
Listen, I I I just want them to know going from where you were to where you are now.
Hmm.
It's a hard road, but you saying you do the work. I heard you say that. Do the work.
Yes. Because I'm telling you, I was a mess. And I just refused because I was so overwhelmed. I just didn't deal with anything.
Mhm.
I just packed it all in that backpack. And then eventually that backpack just became too heavy. And I
It
couldn't
will.
carry all those loads. So now we start ditching stuff as we go, ditching depression and stress and other people being a priority. And now my backpack is pretty light and I'm okay with it.
Listen, it look good on you. That's what I told people. When
Thank
when you
you.
get peaceful, when you get peaceful,
Hmm.
it just looked different on you. It don't
Yeah.
look like the world is holding you down, but it's the baby steps. And I'm
Yes.
telling you, you said to me, and I didn't even know you were doing this, right? Because when I would text you or check in
Hmm.
on you, I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. But to hear you said, you know what, I'm going to do this work and then come back, that shows ownership, right? Of
Yes.
I am investing in myself
Hmm.
and she is here to hold my hand, but I got to do my part. And I think
That's
sometimes,
right.
what would you say to someone who is struggling with investing in themselves based off of our strong friend not wanting to be vulnerable? What would you tell
Hmm.
them? Is it worth investing in yourself? What does that look like?
It is definitely worth it. Like just for your mental state, you're gonna be a better person. You're gonna be a happier person. And I'm not just talking about somebody just smiling on the outside. It's gonna be an internal glow because it's gonna be a weight that's lifted. Like it's worth the investment. You're worth it. You're worth being a better parent, being a better you, being a better spouse. You are worth it. Go for it. Like my kids know now. When my door is shut and I got a note on there, do not come and bother me. no matter what. Yeah, I need that time. And I learned it from you.
Oh, ooh, yeah. This was good. I
Yes.
didn't even know we was even going to get this deep. But this is how I know when I, yeah, because
Yeah,
sometimes
I
people
was
have to
listening.
hear that vulnerable side because
Hmm.
there is such a cliche of investing in themselves. Like I told you, like I had a coach and I had a therapist. Like I sat
Yeah.
myself in some seats. That's how I was able to show up and
Hmm.
tell people if you get yourself in some seats, you do some work, you will be able to unpack and show up, but you'll be
Ooh,
recognizing you got carried that way by yourself. And
yes.
yeah. Well,
And you're
listen,
going to
tell
be held accountable.
yes, I will hold you accountable. Yes. Let's talk about where you are now in your business and your life. Like, tell me what you're doing out here. What are you doing now? Because people need to know you doing business and all types of stuff. You're not just a mom. You got a lot of other receipts. What are you doing? How can people support you? Because this is not just about me. This is supporting people past that.
I appreciate it. So yes, I am a loctician. I'm a loctician in Snellville, Georgia. My favorite part of locks is actually repairs. I know it's not a lot of people here that offer repair services, but I am definitely that person. People can certainly reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram name is TRELs, and that's TAURIELLES. You can reach
And
out
I'll
to
put
me
that
on,
down in the show notes too. So you don't have to worry about it. I'm
okay,
gonna make sure I put all your information in there. So
gotcha.
there you
Yeah, reach out if you need repairs, retightens. We also install locks, but my favorite and my specialty is certainly repairs.
go.
It's like,
Okay.
it's therapy.
So she's a business owner, she a mama, okay? She's doing things. This is really for the overwhelmed and burnt out mom. And that's what I show up for when we do the coaching, when we do the book. She's even gotten the book. We've been
Mm-hmm.
together, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
so I want you guys to definitely check her out. I want her to give some closing remarks. And we're going to get ready to wrap this up and say thank you for coming, Tia. So tell us, what's one thing you would leave as a closing remark before we wrap up this series with you today about your breakthrough, girl?
Whew. Honestly, like really be intentional and choose you. Like it's so that's just it. Be intentional in choosing you.
Mm. Mm. Tell me more about intentional, what that means to you.
So don't just talk about it. Don't sit around and complain about it as well. Be intentional. Go forward with it. Say what you're going to do and do what you say. If you say, you know what, I'm going to invest 20 minutes in myself today, nobody to disturb me, do that. Don't accept a kid knocking on a door, a client wanting to come in early, a parent needing you, a spouse needing you. No, this is my time. I'm choosing me and do it. Get you a coach. Invest in yourself because our friends don't always tell us the things that we need to hear. They tell us what we want to hear. But get you somebody that's going to hold you accountable and make you or support you in choosing yourself.
Mm. That's a mic drop. I don't even have nothing. Listen, I didn't pay her for any of this, but she giving some gems that will just elevate you to the next level because these are
Yes.
things that I've had to learn as well. But to hear them from our time together, that you are
Hmm.
embracing it and you're showing others, that means the message is clear. Be intentional about that thing. Do the work. Say, I choose me.
Hmm.
And I
Please.
just, listen, I'm appreciative of you sharing this space. I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. I'm going to make sure, guys, I want you definitely to check out. As she says, she specializes in lock repair. And yes, I've seen her skills. So, yes, she does. I will make sure I drop her information down. So, please show her love on her IG. She got her scheduler in place. So, if you need to book an
Yes.
appointment, you need to get with her scheduler because schedules are important in teaching people
Hmm.
boundaries. And if you guys are looking to work with me further and learn about more, I want you to go to intentionalqueenjourney.com. That is where you can go ahead and get the positive sexy talk checklist. You get my burnout free gift. But if you're ready to work with me today, as she told you, I'm going to get you all the way right. I want you to go to
Yeah.
coachjanine.com and book a free breakthrough call, and we could talk further. And you can join I Choose Me Bootcamp and be with other women just like Tia, who has been from burnout and now living in harmony, because she's in alignment with what she's doing. And that shows up in how you look on the inside and how you look on the outside. So we're going
Yeah.
to wrap this up saying, level up your intentional queen to a better you. This is Coach Janine signing out. Tia, thank you so much for coming, Queen. And I am so appreciative to have you.
It was my pleasure. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.